I gave up my ability to have children because he said he never wanted any. I loved him that much. But 10 years later, I found out he had 2 children and one on the way with another woman. And that wasn't even the biggest betrayal. The biggest twist? The luxury life he flaunted to impress her was never his to begin with. I was 25 when I met Raymond. Charming, well-spoken, dressed like he stepped out of a magazine, and always 5 steps ahead in a conversation. He was everything I had never known I needed. I was a marketing executive at a fashion firm and had just been promoted, but my social life was non-existent. Raymond brought color into my neatly arranged life. We got married within a year. It felt fast, but sometimes love makes you leap. Or maybe it blinds you. 6 months into the marriage, he brought up the topic of kids. He didn't want them. Said he never saw himself as a father. That raising children wasn't his calling, and he didn't want to ruin a life trying to pretend. It crushed me. I'd always dreamed of having at least 2, a boy and a girl. But Raymond had this way of making you feel like your dreams could change and still be beautiful. He said, "It'll always just be the 2 of us. We'll travel the world, wake up without screaming babies, make love whenever we want, and never lose each other in the chaos of parenting." I won't lie, I cried. But I also believed him. I believed in us. And over time, I convinced myself that child-free was a lifestyle, not a loss. When I brought up birth control, he suggested something permanent, tubal ligation. That way, we never have to worry. I hesitated. But he was so sure. So convincing. He held my hand during the consultation, drove me to the hospital, kissed my forehead before the surgery, and told me I was brave. I did it. For him. For us. Fast forward 10 years, and I thought we had built a good life. We had a beautiful home. Technically my home since I inherited it from my late father. I had turned my small clothing brand into a multi-million-dollar business. Raymond worked as a consultant, at least that's what he claimed. But I never saw clients. He always said most of his work was remote or high-level. He was always vague, but I assumed he liked keeping work and home separate. I didn't know then that he had 2 whole lives, and the second one included kids. It started unraveling one Wednesday afternoon. My assistant, Laura, came into my office pale as paper. She handed me a fashion magazine, one I hadn't approved for our brand. On the 3rd page, there was a full-page spread of a woman at a charity event wearing a dress from my unreleased collection. But that wasn't what made me freeze. Standing beside her was Raymond. And 2 children. The woman's hand rested on a baby bump, and Raymond had his arm around her. I read the caption. Tech mogul Raymond Drexler and longtime partner, fashion blogger Trina Marsh, at the Be Kind Gala with their children Kai, 9, and Mila, 5, expecting baby number 3. Partner? Children? Tech mogul? He used my name to get into tech circles. He used my money to build her fantasy. I called Laura and had her find everything. Public records. Social media. Anything. The betrayal was total. Trina had posted vacation photos with Daddy Ray and the kids. Birthday parties, baby showers, family holidays. I stared at those images, heart twisting with every scroll. He had told me he never wanted children. Yet he had 3. He had told me we were forever. Yet she wore a ring almost identical to mine. I didn't confront him immediately. I needed time, strength, evidence. That night, I asked him how his day went. He lied as usual. Told me he had a conference call with Berlin and was exhausted. So I asked, "Do you ever regret not having children?" He laughed. "Why would I? We have freedom, baby. Children would have ruined us." That was the last thread. The next day, while he was working, I filed for divorce. Quietly transferred all my properties back to my name alone. Froze the accounts he had access to. Changed all the passwords. Called every brand investor, board member, and partner he'd ever used my name with, and exposed him. He came home 2 days later, panicked and pale. He had been locked out of his car. His company email bounced back. His phone had no signal because I paid the bills. "Baby, what's going on?" he stammered. I handed him the magazine. He blanched. "I was going to tell you." "Tell me what?" That the two children you have with your mistress are 9 and 5? So you were already a father the year after my surgery. You didn't just cheat, you robbed me of motherhood. You made me believe you never wanted kids, while building a family elsewhere. He dropped to his knees, begging. Please, I didn't mean to hurt you. It was a mistake. No, Raymond. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. This was a design. A 10-year deception. And now you can live in the world you built with her. I walked out. No tears. No regrets. He tried to get alimony. Claimed I was abandoning him financially. But I had proof: bank statements, forged business proposals in my name, private investigators, and more. The court sided with me. Now he lives in a rented apartment, while Trina's influencer deals dry up because of a scandal. Apparently, the tech mogul wasn't even a real consultant. His job had been terminated 4 years ago. She left him not long after, pregnant and bitter. As for me, I started therapy. I bought a villa in Italy. I've partnered with a surrogacy agency to explore motherhood on my terms. No lies, no manipulation. Sometimes, healing starts where love ends. I gave a man everything, and he gave me nothing but scars. But I turned those scars into borders. Ones no one will ever cross again without truth and loyalty. She gave him everything, even her fertility. But in the end, it was her strength that built the world he tried to steal. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gripping true life tales. And remember, your love should never cost you your future.